Good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope all of you are fit and fine. Yesterday we were discussing about Mother's Day, and we have seen that how Mrs. Fitzgerald and Mrs. Pearson were talking, and how Mrs. Pearson tackle, or we can say that how Mrs. Pearson behaved to her husband, Mr. George Pearson. And in order to teach George Pearson a good lesson, Mrs. Pearson taught him how to behave, how to greet other persons. She told her that how we have to behave when a guest or sometime when we see that any stranger is sitting there, how we have to enter in our room, how we have to enter the room, and first of all we should say good morning or good evening according to the time, and then we have to take the seat. But we have seen that George Pearson had not followed all these things. That's why Mrs. Pearson taught George Pearson how to behave in front of the strangers, in front of the relatives. We have seen all these things, and we have seen that how Mrs. Fitzgerald behaves in front of the Mr. George Pearson. We have seen all these things. Yeah, yesterday we have seen also that who had written this play Mother's Day also. Anyone have got this information? Anyone have remembered this thing? Who had written the Mother's Day? Actually, this play was written by J.B. Priestley. It was written by J.B. Priestley. And now let's continue our chapter. George. And who was George? George Pearson. George Pearson, husband of Mrs. Annie Pearson, and one more character. This character you know, Mrs. Annie Pearson. One more character was there, Mrs. Fitzgerald. Okay. Let's continue our chapter. George, staring at her bewildered. Actually, George Pearson was looking continuously, was staring. To whom? He was staring to, he was continuously seeing to Mrs. Annie Pearson. Staring at her. Staring at her means to look at someone or to look anything continuously. Staring at her means to look continuously. Staring at her, bewildered, either I am of my jump or you too are. What the word chump means? Chump means a, a foolish person who easily get deceived by other person. A foolish person or get easily deceived. Chump means a foolish person or who get easily deceived by the other person. Okay. Now George says that to whom George is saying? George is saying all this thing to his wife, Mrs. Annie Besant. He says that George is saying that either I am off my chump, either I am a foolish person, or you are also the foolish person. Means he want to say that not only I am the foolish person here, who is sitting here, you are too. You are too means Mrs. Any person, you are also the chump. You are also a foolish person. How did you mean? How do you mean? No, he says that how do you mean? Means what do you mean? No, please, Mrs. Fizzard. Actually, when all this conversation was going on, there Mrs. Fizzard, Mrs. Pearson, and Mr. George Pearson was sitting there. Okay, that's why he said no, Mrs. Fizzard, don't say anything. Look, you are Mrs. Fizzard. No, he says that look, that you are Mrs. Fizzard. So why are you telling yourself to stop? You are not doing anything. No, he says that you don't know that you are Mrs. Fizzard. And so why you are telling to stop? When nothing you have done, then why you are going to be stopped? Tell her to stop. Then there had be some sense in it. Then he says that tell Mrs. Any patient to be keep quiet, to be shut up. Is staring at Mrs. Patient, and when George Patient was saying all this thing, he was staring. Earlier only I have said the meaning of the staring. The staring means to look anything continuously. Here it says that George Pearson was continuously seeing Mrs. Annie Pearson while he was saying all these things. Tell her to stop. Tell her to stop. Then there had be some sense in it. Staring at Mrs. Pearson, I think you must be tiddly. I must. Now the odd person says that I think that you are, and you must be tiddly. Tiddly mean slightly drunk. Tiddly means who is slightly drunk. Okay. George Pearson says that Mrs. Annie Pearson, it it looks like that you are tiddly, that you have taken a sip of wine. That's why you are looking tiddly, that you are looking slightly drunk. And we have seen that whoever takes the alcohol, by his or her face only, we get the knowledge that particular person is drunk or not. Mrs. Pearson is Mrs. Pearson is starting up savagely. And what is the meaning of savagely? In our previous class, I have told the meaning of the savagely. Savagely means in an aggressive manner. Savagely means in an aggressive manner. Now Mrs. Pearson got the chance to deliver her dialogue. Earlier, George Pearson was only scolding, was only staring at Mrs. Annie Pearson. Now, Mrs. Annie Pearson had got a chance to speak what he wanted to speak at Mr. George Pearson. Mrs. Pearson was very savagely, was very angry. She is in angry mood. Say that again, George Pearson, now, because George Pearson was taunting, was staring at Mrs. Pearson while he was delivering his dialogue. And we have seen that Mr. George Pearson was taunting to Mrs. Annie Pearson. That's why now Mrs. Pearson became aggressive. Now she became angry. That's why she said that, Mr. George Pearson, what you have said earlier, say it again. Say it again. I am standing here. What you have said earlier, once again you say all these things. George, intimidated. Now George says that. Now George also knowledge that now Mrs. Annie Pearson is angry. That's why Mrs. Pearson. That's why George. All right, Mrs. Annie Pearson. All right. All right means now Mr. George Pearson had got the knowledge that what she is saying. It is better to say everything okay. Otherwise, no one knows what she is going to do. That's why George Pearson said that okay. All right. All right. All right. This all right. He had spoken 3 times. Means he want to clarify. He want to satisfy Mrs. Annie Pearson that what you are saying, it is okay. Doris enters left slowly, looking miserable. She is still wearing the wrap. Mrs. Pearson sits on the settee. While all this conversation was going on, then Doris enters left slowly. And why Doris enters left slowly? In our previous class also we have seen that Doris was about to go. That's why she had ordered her mother to press that yellow silk dress, that she will go with the child tonight for the party. But her mother had not ironed that yellow color silk dress. And she means Mrs. Annie Pearson scolded her that you want to go to with the buck teeth boy. Buck teeth boy means here Mrs. Annie Pearson want to criticize the friend of Doris that his boyfriend has buck teeth and he doesn't have much knowledge and he is not a very witty person. And she should not go with them, and she should not go tonight with him. But Doris was fully disagreed with her mother thought, and that's why Doris was crying, and she had gone upstairs, and again now she came back again. Now Doris enters left slowly. She is still wearing the wrap. Now Mrs. Fizzle says, "Hello, dear Doris." Now Mrs. Fizzle, because actually Mrs. Fizzle body contains the soul, the personality of Mrs. Annie Pearson. That's why the moment Mrs. Fizzle looks Doris, she asks, "Hello, Doris, how are you?" Doris, actually, she was not in a good mood. That's why Doris, miserably in a bad mood, she replied, "Hello, hello, Mrs. Fizzle." Mrs. Fizzle. Now Mrs. Fizzle is going to reply, "Mrs. Fizzle, I thought you are going out with Charlie Spence tonight." Now Mrs. Fizzle says that because she also have the knowledge that she was to go tonight with Charlie Spence. That's why Mrs. Fizzle asks, "I thought that you might go out with Charlie Spence tonight, and why you have not gone?" Now Doris is going to reply. Doris annoyed, and the moment the Mrs. Fizzle asks this thing, she annoyed the speech, the thoughts of the Mrs. Fizzle, and she said that, "What's that to do with you?" Because she is not in the good mood. She is totally annoyed. She is totally frustrated. She was totally annoyed in the sense that her mother scolded her, and she had not ironed her dress also. That's why she is not in the good mood. That's why she was not talking in a correct manner, in a good manner with Mrs. Fizzle also. Actually, Doris thought that because of Mrs. Fizzle only, my mother is behaving like that. That's why maximum time she annoyed her, because she doesn't like Mrs. Fizzle. Mrs. Pearson, Doris annoyed, "What's to do with you?" And she said to the Mrs. Fizzle that, "What's to do with you?" Means what you are going to do, whether I have to go with Charlie Spence or not, what you are going to do. It is not of your matter. Mind your own business. This is Miss. She doesn't want anyone to interfere in her life. Mrs. Pearson sharply, "Stop that." Mrs. Pearson. Actually, Mrs. Pearson was sitting there. She says that, "Stop that behavior, stop that." Mrs. Fizzle nervously, "No, it's all right." Or Mrs. Fizzle says that, no, don't say anything. It is all right." Mrs. Pearson severely, "It isn't all right." Mrs. Fizzle said what she has said. Leave it. It is all right what she had said. But Mrs. Pearson was very much angry, was not very much in a good mood. That's why Mrs. Fizzle is saying, "Leave it. What she had said, it is okay." But we are going to see that Mrs. Pearson noticed all these things. That's why Mrs. Pearson is saying that, "No, it isn't all right. No, the behavior, the response which she had given, it is not all right. This can't be tolerated." Now, I won't have a daughter of mine talking to anybody like that. Now she said that I won't have a daughter of mine talking, means she want to say that I can't give a daughter, I can't give permission to my daughter to behave in such a way, to speak in such a way to any stranger, to any guest. I can't give this type of permissions to my daughter. I won't have a daughter of mine talking to anybody like that. Means it is not a good behavior, and I won't allow this type of behavior to be followed. Now answer Mrs. Fizzle properly, Doris. See, in this chapter we have seen that, and we will also see further also that something Mrs. Fizzle want to show, something which Mrs. Fizzle want to show us about the drawbacks which Mrs. Pearson's family are facing, the lacuna, the defect, the demerit of the Mrs. Pearson's family. And we can say that to a certain extent that Mrs. Fizzle wants to improve, wants to change that behavior which is not good for everyone, not with only Mrs. Annie Pearson, but with everyone. That's why we have seen that when George Pearson came from the outside, and he came from outside and without any greeting, without any saying good evening or good morning to anyone, he had neither greeted her wife nor Mrs. Fizzle, and he straight away gone there and sit there. This is not a correct behavior. This behavior was noticed by Mrs. Pearson, and she taught Mrs. George Pearson that how to enter inside the room and how to behave in front of the guest. In the same way, right now also we have seen that when Mrs. Fizzle in a good mood, in a good way asks, "Hello Doris, how are you?" and Mrs. Fizzle said that you have decided to go out with Charlie Spencer, then why you have not gone? Then this is a good speech, but how Doris replied Mrs. Fizzle, this is not the good thing. She had said that, what's that to do with you? Means this is not the good reply. The question which she had asked. Then Mrs. Fizzle ignored this, but Mrs. Pearson noticed all this thing, and she said that this thing should not be tolerated. This is not the correct behavior. That's why she said that my daughter should not behave like this. And she said, Doris, now answer Mrs. Fizzle properly. And she had given order to her daughter Doris that behave properly in front of Mrs. Fizzle. By seeing all these things, we get the knowledge that main purpose of changing the soul, the personality of Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Fizzle was that Mrs. Fizzle boldly, frankly, she can tell the defects, she can tell the lacuna, she can tell the drawback of every person, and she wants to teach them a good lesson that how to talk, how to behave in front of other person. This thing which she had done was absolutely correct. Mr. Fizzle says that, now Doris, answer Mrs. Fizzle properly. Doris, or go to upstairs again. She said that you have come from the upstairs right now and you have behaved in such a way. It is better to reply in a good way, otherwise go upstairs. Doris looks wonderingly at her father, and by this behavior, Doris looks towards her father with a surprise that how my mother is behaving to me.